Kenya. So this is what it's come down to, huh? I'm pretty sure that by now we've all seen the rumors, the speculations, the allegations of everything going on behind the scenes of filming of The Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16, or at least the way I like to put it, The Real Housewives of social media, because at this point, we're basically watching the season on Twitter and Instagram. Not too long ago, Bravo, they announced their new cast of Fresh Peaches, emphasis on fresh, and the cast for season 16 was Portia Williams. She was gonna come back. Portia Williams, Kenya Moore, Drew Sidora, Shamia Morton, which is Portia's best friend, at least for now. Cynthia Bailey, she was gonna come back as a friend of. And Simon, which is Portia's ex-husband, he was trying out to be a peach holder, but I believe something happened with filming, and I think he's only going to be a friend of, but I'm not sure. Things could change. I feel like he's gonna be a peach holder. We also have a couple of new housewives by the name of Angela, Brittany, and Kelly. So clearly it's a whole different direction for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was excited about it, even though... and I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional talking about this, but, She by Sheree, she's not going to come back next season. She has, been fired for the 15th time, I believe, or 15th or 20th, but she's been fired, and, it's just so unfortunate because Sheree is so hilarious. Her confessionals alone should have earned her a spot for season 16, at least for a friend of, or at least a little cameo here and there, but she's been fired for the 50th time. Same thing with Marlo. Marlo, she brought the fashion. She is hilarious, and she brings drama, and I just feel like people just do not appreciate Marlo and Sheree the same way that I do. Like, I love both of them, man. Unfortunately, we're not going to see them again. Candy, same thing. Obviously she quit not too long ago. She probably had a vision in her sleep that season 16 was going to be a shit show and said, yeah, let me quit before, this whole boat goes down sinking. Filming for this season just started not too long ago, and already we know every single plot line, every single storyline, every single situation going on the show because of social media, because the housewives, the cast, they just do not know when to be quiet, when to just not say anything at all. And that's the issue with every single housewife, every single city. I just don't understand why Bravo, Andy, somebody hasn't put in their contracts, you can't discuss or hint at anything going on in the show. Just be quiet, just wait till the first episode airs, and then you could say something. But no, by the time the trailer comes out, we watch it and we're just like, oh yeah, we already know how this plays out. Oh yeah, you're leaving your husband. Yeah, we already saw it on, in the blogs a couple of weeks ago. We already know how this whole thing plays out, and it's not fun anymore. I'm talking to you, Portia. And Simon is so annoying. Who do you think is more annoying? Peter Centerpeach Thomas or Simone? Simon. Who do you think is worse? Or who do you think deserves a peach? And besides social media being a problem, now we have a new problem with Kenya Moore involved. And before I continue, I have to say that Kenya Moore is my favorite housewife out of all the housewives. Well, Nene Leakes will always be my number one, but, I don't know what happened to her. So Kenya comes in second. And now it's being reported that Kenya... Wendy. It's being reported that her, filming just started not too long ago, right? But her and the other new housewife, Brittany, they're not getting along. Something happened between them. Brittany allegedly threatened her with a gun, even though it's being reported that that's not true, but that's what's out there. She threatened her with a gun, so Kenya retaliated by putting a bunch of pictures at her grand opening to her spa, which I already thought that her spa was already open last season, so how many more grand openings are you gonna have, Kenya? But at the grand opening, when they were filming for this season, the cast was there. She put up a bunch of pictures, or this big picture, for everybody to see, of Brittany sucking dick. And there's nothing wrong with sucking dick. There's nothing wrong with getting it on camera or, taking pictures of you doing it because, I'm pretty sure that we've all done it, right? Raise your hand if you've done it before. Okay, right, right. But, in this case right here, Kenya, using it as some type of, well, this is going to be me trying to embarrass you by putting you on blast like this in front of everybody and trying to put out these very private photos of you, intimate photos of you, in front of everybody like this to embarrass you, that's taking it too far. That's a little bit too much. That is a lot too much, actually. And I really, really thought that Kenya, she is known for these type of, theatrics, antics from season 5, season 6. But I thought that she left all of that, way back then. I just thought that she wasn't like this anymore. And the fact that this is all coming out, at first I'm like, I can believe it. But then part of me was just like, it can't be true. Like, I would just like to think that Kenya wouldn't be so dumb. Like, I would love to think that, because Kenya is extremely smart, and she's so witty and everything. So it's just like for you to take it to a whole new low like this, like, you don't have to do that. Like, you're Kenya. You don't have to do all of this to try to embarrass anybody. You could literally embarrass Britney or just anybody on the cast just by using your words. But for you to do this, and now people are claiming, like, is this revenge porn? Is it not revenge porn? Because technically, I would say it is. Whether Britney had these pictures already online or whatever, to try to use this to try to embarrass somebody, like, you wouldn't like that, Kenya, if Britney or anybody else on the cast was to turn it around on you and find some type of explicit pictures of you and your current husband, whatever you want to call it, situation, Mark, and put the pictures of you and Mark being intimate, on screen. You wouldn't like that. So why would you do it to somebody else? I don't care what Britney did or said to you prior to this whole situation. For you to go so low to do something like this, it's too much. And now supposedly, allegedly, she's suspended / fired. They don't really know what's going on, what her position is on the show. And it's unfortunate because they already announced the cast. So it's just like, what happens now? Did they just delete all the footage already? Like the drama that's already, going on in play right now. Do they just pretend like it never happened and we just start over? Or what happens? And Kenya, she tweeted saying, oh, I would never put out this, that, and the third. But I don't know. I feel like Kenya was very choosy with her words because she was just like, I would never put out private photos. So it's just like, okay, so if you found these photos publicly on the internet, does that change the dynamic? No, it's still wrong. So I don't know. And then she got on Instagram Live like a couple of days ago, oh, I'm going to address something. And it was basically a tour of her spa. I was watching the whole, it was like 15 minutes long. And I'm like, okay, Kenya, get to the point. And I'm pretty sure that she was reading the comments because everybody in the comments were like, okay, what is going on? Are you suspended? Are you not? And Kenya, she was just like, la, 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 la. So this is where you get your back massage. I mean, it was good promotion, but at the same time, nobody's really there for that. Nobody's really there to, to see this whole tour with Kenya. And, what happens now? I don't know, and I know that Candy does not regret leaving the show whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that she's at home, next to Todd. They're probably in bed and she's probably just, scrolling through her Twitter like, I can't believe this, thank goodness that I left the show because look what's going on between Kenya more. Like, just a mess. And then I can already imagine Portia, when she put out the pictures like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Is that the new housewife sucking dick? And Cynthia Bailey, I believe that she was also there too. I could only see her reaction. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Did anybody see that Britney, the new girl, she was sucking dick on the screen? On top of that, Simon, aka Simone, he's not making it any better either. At this point, just give Kenya's peach to Simon. Just let's do that transaction because Simon, he is just so obsessed with Portia and trying to bring her down. Supposedly she's not allowed to film in the car that he brought her, in the house that he brought her, in the pool that he brought her, and the clothes that he brought her. So basically Portia is just going to be standing there in the middle of the road like this. Hi, guys. I think the other thing that contributed to all of this was desperation. I feel like Kenya saw the backlash of the audience for the past couple of seasons of the show. Oh, it's trash. It's so boring. Nobody has a storyline. Okay, just cancel the show, reboot it. And Kenya, she probably thought, okay, I can be Superwoman. I could put on my cape and I'm going to bring this show back to life. And let me do something crazy, shocking that could get everybody to tune in and watch again. But Kenya, again, you didn't need the stunts and the theatrics because now look, you took it way too far. You really thought like by doing something like this, if it's true, allegedly, you probably thought that you were going to get a moment out of this and you're getting your moment, but now look, it might cost you your job. And at this point, I feel like if it is true, they have no choice but to fire her because if she doesn't, then Britney, she's still probably going to be on the show and she's probably going to sue Bravo. Obviously, I don't think they're going to show that footage, but if they do keep Kenya, how does the storyline even continue here without trying to discuss that? Like, they can't just pretend like that never happened if it did happen, So, I don't know. What does everybody else think? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? And then on top of that, Kenya, there was an audio leak that leaked from the same event, from the same day, of her going at it with Britney or her telling everybody in the spa Oh, you know, she used to be an escort, allegedly. She used to be an escort. She's a pay-ho, blah, 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 all this and all that. And I'm like, Kenya, again, like, we're still with this whole slut shaming in 2024. Like, who cares if Britney used to be an escort? Who cares if you used to be an escort or anybody else on the cast used to be an escort or currently an escort? Who cares? Like, what are you getting out of that? Like, again, but let anybody on the cast mention Mark or anything involving your family, then it's a problem, right? Instead of Kenya, they need to replace her with like 2 other new housewives or something like that. Because I mean, I don't know, like this show is going down in flames and it's only been like, what, 2-3 weeks of filming? Like, that is crazy. And speaking of shows going in flames, let's talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey for a second, because I don't review the show, I don't watch it, and it kills me not to do it because I'm from New Jersey, and you know, these women just, they put me to shame. Like the representation of the Real Housewives of New Jersey is just so sad because I should be tuned in, I should be their #1 fan, I should be reviewing this show, and the one and only time I ever reviewed this show, you know, I could not stand it. I almost quit watching. I almost quit reviewing it because it was just driving me crazy. I'm like, I cannot do this back and forth. And I enjoy reviewing everything that I review except the Real Housewives of New Jersey. That's why I don't do it anymore. But from the you know, the little clips and here and there of what I do see, Melissa and Teresa. First of all, I just don't understand why they did not reboot the whole entire Real Housewives of New Jersey this season. Like, this is the perfect time for it because at the reunion last season, Teresa told Melissa, okay, this is going to be the last time I see you on the show. That's that. I wish that Bravo would just get rid of Teresa and Melissa. Just get rid of everybody. And honestly, if they wanted to keep somebody, I believe that her name is Rachel Fuda. You know, I don't really know much of her, but her and her husband, whew, you know, they really take it there with Teresa. I don't like the way the husband speaks to Teresa because I feel like, I don't know, he's just a little bit way too aggressive with the way he speaks to well, most of the husbands on New Jersey are aggressive, but John, yeah, but Rachel, I feel like even though a lot of people don't like Rachel because obviously she's going up against Teresa, she knows how to really take it there with Teresa and really bring out that Teresa that we know from season 2. You know, is bitch better? So if anything, I feel like if they are going to drag out Teresa again for a next season, because now they're not having a reunion, you know, I believe that this is the second time in the Real Housewives of history that they don't film a reunion because the cast is that divided. Like Melissa and Teresa, they don't speak at all this whole entire season. And I believe the whole cast is cut in half. And half is not speaking to this group because they don't want the other one to be disloyal, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all about loyalty in New Jersey, and it's just pathetic. So I feel like they should bring back Rachel, Teresa, and who else? Get rid of everybody else. Oh, and Jennifer, the new Jennifer. But then again, I feel like that Jennifer is going to be fired because in this new upcoming episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, allegedly, Jennifer gets into a physical fight with the other Jennifer. Jennifer Aiden, I believe her name is. I believe she throws a cup in her face. So I don't know. I feel like she's going to be fired too. So at this point, just come up with the real fired housewives. That should be its own spinoff because at this point, everybody's getting fired. Jennifer is probably going to get fired. Teresa's probably going to, well, she should get fired. I feel like they should get rid of everybody in New Jersey and just start fresh. Starting with a whole new intro. Like, besides a whole new cast, we need a whole new intro. You know, because it's so insulting that in Beverly Hills, their intro, they hold diamonds. Atlanta, they hold peaches. Potomac, they hold champagne flutes, etc., etc. And New Jersey, what do they hold? Nothing but their hopes and dreams. Like, they just hold their hips, like... And it's the same graphics for like years now. Like, they have not updated it whatsoever. Same thing to you, Salt Lake City. Like, for season 5, I want to see something new. And you know, side note, if you had to give them something to hold in their intro, what would it be? You know, I thought about like maybe like a bagel sandwich or like a baby tree or something, you know, because the Garden State. Or like maybe like some pasta, a meatball. I always went with a meatball, but... You know, let me know down in the comments, what would you recommend for their intro? And the music, well, no, the music is catchy, but, you know, just reboot the whole show because that show currently is just so draining to watch. And I don't even watch it, so how am I drained? The whole thing is trash, but speaking of trash, let's talk about Justin Timberlake and how he just got arrested. His mugshot came out not too long ago. Yesterday, I believe, he got arrested for drinking and driving. He was intoxicated. Something was going on in his system, but he looked a mess. And do I feel bad? No. I feel like this is revenge, or this is payback for Britney Spears and Janet Jackson's titty. You know, with that whole Super Bowl situation, how he left Janet in the dust. You know, to go off with the social media. His career went that way. Janet went that way, and now look, she's on tour doing good, and he's on tour doing not so good. So, and look at Britney Spears. She's twirling around in her living room, and you're twirling around in a jail cell. So, you know, Alexa, play "Cry Me a River" by Justin Timberlake. And supposedly, when he was stopped by the police didn't really recognize him. Which is so embarrassing. I can only imagine him saying, "No, but remember me? I'm Justin Timberlake. You know, hold on, let me sing for you. Can nobody love you like I love you?" No, I don't know that one, sir. Here, I need to handcuff you. Wait, one more try. I'm bringing sexy back. Remember that? Don't know how to act, sir. Please, I need you to put your hands behind your back. I could only imagine, just a mess, but you know, yeah, that's that with Justin Timberlake. But yeah, let me know what you all thought about the whole situation with Kenya Moore. Do you think that she's gonna get fired? Do you think that she deserves to get fired? What do you think is gonna happen with the Real Housewives of Atlanta in general? Like, what's gonna happen for next season? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? New Jersey, what would you recommend? You know, just a shame. But let me know what you all think about all three subjects down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.